Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wild Card Wednesday, the freshly minted day where we do our weekly AMA. We used to be on Tuesday, now we're on Wednesday because it's Wild Card Wednesday. With me today, a couple of faces you might recognize from from our streaming. We're like the three amigos over here. To my immediate left here is Mr. Dylan Anderson, aka Player One Taco. How's it going, Dylan?
It is going good, Mabs. I totally looked the wrong way to look at your square there. My bad.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And with us is the creator of Wildcard. I'm going to raise my hands every time I say that now.
Just shake him a little bit.
Mr. Derek Laporte. How's it going, Derek?
Hey, going pretty good. How are you guys?
Excellent.
Good.
So I've got some new plaid. So I don't know if you guys notice here. So I've got some new beanies. Oh, and I am Meanie Beanie Mavs, by the way. Where did I get this name? It's because I wear beanies. If you haven't noticed on every stream,
And he was a little mean.
I am a little mean. I'm trying to build myself up as a villain in the wild card community. So, if you want to play, wild card against me, I'm the bad guy. So today we're going to cover a lot of topics. The AMA is our weekly time where we discuss the latest about Wildcard, the latest about our team, and what we've been up to. Before we get into that, though, I want to acknowledge we have some mods that are helping us on YouTube, keeping the chat going, keeping the conversation going. I want to say hello to Part-Time Pirate, and I want to say hello to our new mod today, Sarah. Thank you so much for helping us moderate our chat. You should know that if you've been on the internet long enough and you're watching this right now, we need you to like, subscribe, follow, do all the social media things. I keep telling you over and over, you should know by now, you need to like and share, subscribe, follow, do all the things to help us out. We really appreciate your support. And pinned in on YouTube chat and in other places, and I'll have a scroller at the bottom of the screen. We have a Discord server where it's pretty much the center of activity. It is our headquarters. That's where you'll find me. That's where you'll find Derek. That's where you'll find Player One as well, hanging out, talking about Wildcard. It is our community, and we would love for you to join us there. But without further ado, I would love to hand everything over to our man, Player One.
Hey guys, Mabs, thank you so much. Derek, it's good to see you guys. It seems like it's been almost 15 hours since I saw you last. Yeah, so we had a great night last night with Wildcard playing, talking about the new dynamics with the new build. Derek introduced a lot of new cards with this build, so looking more towards that spell type of deck. I think there was 9 new spells added, Derek?
Seems about right. Yeah, like 10 total cards, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 new Nemot and 9 new spells that, really aims towards finding that balance in a deck to where you can sort of, as Meanie Beanie Mabs, almost a Necromancer deck might be coming up soon because he can't take on my cat deck. But so we got some really awesome things going on. As you all know, we've moved from Taco Cat Tuesdays to Wild Card Wednesdays. We are still on board for our April 6th public launch. We have some really cool dates coming up. Some of those things are really starting to change and really get some good momentum behind them. Through our work with the kitchen, and they've brought in a PR specialist that we've hired on to help direct us with not only our NFT sales, but our whitelisting. And so before we sort of looked at whitelisting like, oh, anyone who wants on. But what we've really sort of, what up, Yash? What we've really sort of seen with her and what she has her experience is that treat whitelisting like gold bars. Personally hand them out to people that show that interest because, it is a reserved spot. So treat it like a reserved spot. And so as we really move forward, we're getting that roadmap from her with marketing, and Mabs is doing a great job. So shout out to Mabs for moving that along and being our QB in our social media and marketing and working with our influencers. It's really sort of awesome to see. As we sort of move with that, one of the big things that we have coming up next month, not only are we having our wildcard token launch, that's coming out with both at our different tiers. We also have our orb packs. We were calling them orbs for a little bit, but I tend to call them orb packs because it comes with more than just one thing. And we'll have Derek sort of talk on those in a second, so you can sort of know what the different Frozen Fire, hello, and yo to Sam Dinger as well. Sean, how are you doing today? I said Sam. I apologize. But as we sort of get with the new path that we've laid out, and as we move more towards and closer to Wildcard launch date, all hands are on deck. We have really started to push forward. And with the new stuff that we have with Wildcard, before I go into any more boring news, I want to hand it over to Derek to sort of talk about what he has going on in his neck of the woods. Derek?
Yeah, so development continues on the randomization of the Nemots, that sort of thing. It's kind of a key thing to get right and get done in the next few weeks here. Additionally, we're going to be fleshing out the mechanics. I've spoken about the keyword system, spoke about it last night. We're going to be fleshing that thing out so that we've got range and things such as that entering into the game. There's going to be, we're going to start with the smart NFT hookups, those kinds of things, while we're also still working on the game server backend. It is imperative to keep in mind that with these weekly builds that are coming out, those things are not going to be integrated until they're good to go. So it's on kind of two separate timelines, if you will. Like if you guys have watched the Marvel movies, you would know about the multiple timelines and things like that. So it's kind of like that. And then eventually we'll just bring the two timelines together and undo the snap. That's basically what the plan is.
Hold on. Does this mean we get to time travel at the 11th hour?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
we get to go save all of the crystals.
Yeah, I'm looking for ways to time travel. That's the next plan.
It's the only way to create more time is time travel,
Yeah. But that's pretty much what's going on. Yeah, we've got several devs that have hopped on. We've got 2 more devs that hopped on this week, and so things are progressing and building out a lot more quickly since we've got roughly 2 months now, a little under 2 months, right? Until actual April 6th is less than 2 months now. So got a shorter runway than before. So we got to launch this sucker.
Yeah. No, and what you've been doing sort of on the back end and adding new things. One of the really cool new features that we showcased last night is the new bug reporting feature. So for those that are playing it right now, if you have a little bug issue, you can click on the bug issue and it actually creates a recording of what you the play to sort of lead up to that failure, that bug, not a failure, but the glitch in the matrix. And then it downloads it into a URL link that you then copy paste and go put in the Discord channel.
Yep.
So I don't know, that's sort of some really cool game mechanics there to really show learning the new aspects of the game and how they all integrate. And so you add one thing, but it changes the meta for everything else.
Absolutely. I think with the addition of the graveyard now in Wildcard as a resource, I think it really changes the meta. So we're waiting for the next Karai deck. Karai, by the way, I'll let our audience know, is the #1 player in the world, Wildcard player in the world. So he is he's the guy that kind of sets the meta. He's the guy to beat. So we're waiting for the next Karai meta with these graveyards spells that have come on into the play. Do you guys mind if we have a few comments in the audience. Do you guys mind if I read a few?
Yeah.
Excellent. So Earl Johnson says, nice to see you, Earl. He says, we are sliders traveling through parallel universes. I used to watch that show, Sliders. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was kind of a fun time travel show. Let's see. Crypto Marcoco he was asking earlier, when do you plan to transition to Wildcard token? Still plan an airdrop or a migration? Are we able to answer that question, Player One?
So right now it's aimed for mid-March. We might be moving it up a little bit or moving it back a little bit, but it will be completely into reference into action before Wildcard launches. The main issue, not issues, but what we're really doing is how we're migrating our contract into Phantasma's chain. So as a reminder with those, we partnered with Phantasma, as that's where Wildcard is going to live and grow. And so with our Wildcard token, we're moving to the Phantasma chain, which will allow us access to bridge to multiple other chains. So that will be, Ethereum eventually, Poly, Neo, Phantasma's chain, and BSC. So for those that are, that love BSC chains, there's going to be multiple avenues to be able to get Wildcard token. Making sure that we have that all in place is going to be the really big function. But everyone that had TCT is going to get the relative of Wildcard token. So that is coming up, and that will be 100% push through. It will be, you won't have to go click on links. You won't have to register. It will be an automatic thing and make it smooth transition for everyone. So, yeah. Any other questions on that?
I do have another question here. Homer War, who is one of our regulars. Nice to see you, Homer. He's asking, what are the WL spots for? Pre-sale of tokens or orbs or packs?
So there's going to be a little bit of all of those. And there's going to be we can't talk about it yet, can we, guys?
I mean, let's not get too far into it. Let's not.
Okay.
Let's say
yeah.
Less is more.
Less is more. Be brief, be bright, be gone. So yes, those whitelist spots are going to be for what initial coin sales, and then we'll be having whitelist for those that already got into our alpha NFT sales last year, to our investors, billionaires clubs spots, and then preferred spots as well for those that are getting into orb packs and other little giveaways as well, to help really show appreciation to the community. Because one of the big things that we're doing that we really haven't seen in any other game is really having everything focused back into the liquidity pool / payout pool for players. So this is going to be one of those things to where it all circles back to the players and those playing, to really let them earn, for their time and effort, because you look at all of these other games that are out there, whether it's a mobile game or it's a PC game or it's a console game, you literally are just paying for items and aesthetics and your time. You're giving money for your time, and you're not getting anything in return. You don't get any intrinsic value to keep other than like a cool skin for your car or, a different type of jersey or something along those lines. Where Wildcard really sets the stage is you're getting paid for your time. You're getting paid for the effort you put into building up your cards. And not only that, but then, we'll have the rental bin or the loaner bin, rental loaner bin, however you choose to call it, or even the selling for cards or decks. So you put the time and effort in and make an awesome OP deck, then you can put that up for sale. What really changes the game is our entry point is that just that starter deck. And rather than it being like a lot of other games where it's an open marketplace, open entry point, so that floor price will always rise, we're sticking at $30 for a starter deck. And then however, throughout the years and seasons, we'll have other cool add-ons to that to make it easier for people to join and get into the game. So whitelist covers a little bit of everything, really wants to put the value back into the player, not just something that's handed out for because you like to post.
Got it. There's a couple of simplex questions, Dylan. Can we address those? So AP asks, shall simplex remain?
Yeah, so simplex is remaining in place. As of right now, we all know, TCT is on hold as we transition chains. Our contract with Simplex and relationship with Simplex is still in place. And so as we integrate the new contract, we'll be able to then get back into that on-ramping version. And so one of the things that we really hope will continue, we have all of our exchanges as well that are on board, and we'll be able to follow through with the transition as well. So adding and keeping those liquidity pools will be really awesome, as well as just sort of starting back where we were, So
And-
yes.
Okay, excellent. And Michael, one of our mods, asks, we got a question. Is Wildcard token also on Simplex when it gets released? Do we know that?
I don't have that answer for you right now, but that is in the works. Just like everything else, everything has to go through their security process. And just like it took almost 6 months with TCT, we've already started this process with them. So it will not be that long with them. And so instead, it will be towards the starter decks and everything like that to start off with. But yeah, Simplex is on board. Derek, do you want to talk about Simplex anymore?
No, they're on board.
Yeah. Yeah. They're excited about this. One of the cool things that we have going on with Ari Last, who is the vice president of business development with Simplex, is an NFT
thing
project. Can't release. They've come out with some names through working with the kitchen, and can't release the name yet. And I can't release all the information on it. But just imagine, and I'm going to throw out a number here that is not the right number, but just so you can sort of get a grasp on this, 100,000 NFTs all put together as an art project. And so one of the things that I'd sort of talked to earlier about with Alan Worldwide, our chief strategist, is almost like a Voyager disk. So when the initial satellites were sent deep out into space by NASA, they sent out gold discs with laser discs with songs, images, all sorts of things engraved on them. To sort of send that out there to hopefully have it, be found by someone eventually. This is almost like that same process. So it's going to be really awesome how that turns out, and as that grows. So yeah.
So to summarize, we're trying to contact an alien civilization. I'm just
Well, I
joking.
thought we already did.
I'm just joking. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a couple more questions. So Earl Johnson asks, so if I have some TacoCat in my CRO DeFi wallet, will it be able to recognize the new Wildcard token on the new chain?
Yes, because it's an OX contract. Yes. And so that's where it will be that easy drop off. And then we'll really work with everyone to help teach them the transition through either the Ecto wallet or through the Poltergeist wallet as well. But also, with it being on BSC as well, they can still hold it in their DeFi wallets like Trust and MetaMask, because MetaMask does integrate into Poltergeist and into Ecto.
Excellent. Moderator, my part-time pirate, aka Michael, asks, does Wildcard token get its own security audit, or is the audit of TacoCat still viable?
So since it's a different contract, it does need another audit. And yes, it will be getting a full audit by, we are looking at 2 different companies to do that audit. So we wanted to have more than one company provide that audit, especially it being a game token, in-game currency. We really wanted the security behind it. So yes, that is getting done.
Wonderful. And I want to thank all the mods for doing great work right now. You guys are awesome. Are there any other questions? Let's see. No, I think we've answered most of the questions so far, but if you do have questions, now is the time to ask. This is an AMA. You got to put them in the chat. Let us know your question. We might, we will do our best to answer it. But I do want to remind everybody that Discord is the place to interact with us and ask us questions any time of the day, any time of night. Please join us in Discord. Our moderators are posting links to Discord in the chats, and I will get a little scroll rolling. It does not have our unique URL, but I assure you it is the correct.
Yeah,
the
and
correct
so one of
address.
those that have been with us since our early Telegram days, and our migration of Telegram, they've noticed that our Taco Cat community Telegram channel has been muted, and it has our rolling message that, come join us in our Wildcard Telegram channel. And then what we're going to be doing with that is we're going to be doing a slow mode on it, so that new people that find us can still ask a question, and it will actually get pumped directly into a Discord channel that our mods can help support and overview, and it will then be answered. But the draw will always be to our Discord. So as we don't want to ignore everyone, but we do want our team to focus, because we are a small team compared to other projects. We used to be around 30 people. We're now about around 40. And so it's really awesome. Also, really want to do a huge shout out to Homie joining the team as well. Has brought a lot of great opinions and ideas to the team. He's always sort of stepped forward, and it was one of those things that our Mr. Randy was like, we need to bring him on. And that was like a definite yes, let's do that. And so a huge shout out to Homie, and for joining the team and bringing his perspective to the table.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
yeah.
it goes to show that get involved. Come and talk to us on Discord and get involved. And who knows what might happen. We do have a question about the game, Derek. Question
Cool.
for you here from Sean. When will card damage and repair be implemented?
That's a good question. Yeah, so I'm anticipating this, since the randomization of the Nemots will include those kind of details and those kind of variables. Probably once that is done, then that will actually be included in the game, because those are like actually two traits that that it will have. Those are not obviously not as randomized, right? Because every card is going to start with like a 9.0 on its condition, because it's a mint condition. So, but it will still be a variable that we will be tracking. So, yeah. So once that's done, we should probably have that pretty soon after it. Yeah.
And I must say, I mean, the game looks so. And if you guys didn't have a chance to watch it yesterday, go to our YouTube channel and check out last night's dev chat. We go in depth into all of the new cards for this build, a lot of the new mechanics, and I must say that the game is really growing so much. It's like week over week we see so much change, and now it's growing in complexity and becoming that much more interesting. We also had an interesting conversation about flaming war pigs yesterday, which I keep coming back to. So, and we discussed it in Discord. So, if you want to know what that means, why we were talking about flaming war pigs, either join us in Discord or watch yesterday's dev chat,
or just join us in Discord no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, join us in Discord. That's the place to be.
The one thing too that Mabs forgot is that we've actually changed our YouTube channel to just our Wildcard. We're still going to have our Taco Cat Company YouTube channel, because one of the really big things that we still have going on, all of the awesome stuff that Randy is doing down with the computer lab, with the community down in Santa Ana, he is just knocking it out of the park. I know he's in meetings today, so he wasn't able to join us, but he's actually gotten some really cool stuff done with meeting some of the UN personnel to really look at bringing in some international program help and support on building not only out the lab, but education wise and small business development and small business leader development. So as they really work forward with that, Randy's just, I don't know what more to say about Randy other than yo.
Yeah,
He
his
is kicking butt down there and taking names. My heart goes out to everything he does down there. So
making the world a better place, one yo at a time. You know, it's he's
one yo at a time.
we do have another question about the game, Derek, if you don't mind. So Sean asks, and what happens to damaged cards? Just reduced stats? Maybe they temporarily lose abilities. So what's
so yeah, so reduced stats is primarily what it's going to be. But we need to keep in mind that we'll be introducing what we're kind of right now is called a speed stat. It's possible that we'll rename it to another term that makes more sense. But like basically what it is it's a ability recharge speed is what it is. So like you would allocate more points to that, then the ability is going to recharge faster, stuff like that. So as your card takes damage, then the speed at which the abilities reactivate, if they're not if they're the reactivatable abilities, which some are, and then some are like once you drop it into the field, that's when it activates. Then it will take longer. The more the card gets damaged, it'll take longer for that to happen. It'll also take longer to level it up, things such as that. Yeah, that's a good question though.
excellent?
Something that you hinted at, or you just sort of said last night, and I don't know if it's been, if we can talk about it, but one of the things you talked about with damage, the look of the card.
Yeah, so still kind of figuring that out, because obviously when they're on the board, they're not really a card anymore. So there needs to be some designation on the board as well, if they've been damaged before, because you need to have an idea of why, for instance, that meter is slower to like fill up, that kind of thing. But yeah, as far as the card look, that's pretty simple. We can basically change the outline of the card to make it look kind of like rattier and worse and worse and worse as it gets more and more damaged. But then we also need something that is in the board state, right, when it's just the animal, that kind of gets that across as well. So that's still kind of being figured out.
I was thinking of it last night. I'm like, I remember those cards that either initially you would sort of like bent the corner on a little bit,
right, yeah,
or they
dog-eared.
as the edges started to get from getting slammed on things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that card that was folded in half one time.
Yeah, you dog-ear the card so that it's easier to find in your deck, right?
Yeah, to cheat. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's what you do.
To shuffle.
You're talking about cheating. That's what you're talking about.
Shuffling the deck.
Shuffling the deck, yeah.
Yeah. And then you always hand it to your opponent to shuffle once or cut. Yeah.
All right. Quick question from Sarah, and I do want to acknowledge Sarah's another team member that joined us after just being an exceptional community person in the Wildcard community, and she's now part of our team, and she's been doing amazing work. I know she's working on some quizzes and things like that for the community in Discord. You'll see her chat. We had like a 2-hour long conversation the other night about horror movies. It was amazing. But she asks, how many cards can you have in one deck? And do you recommend a certain amount?
So right now, like it's 20 to 30. 20 is the minimum, 30 is the maximum. That's in like a deck. As far as recommendation, I imagine that what I would recommend today is not going to be what I would recommend in a few months. Just because the varied state of the game at that point, there's going to be a lot of like tough decisions to be made. Once you've leveled up your Nemots, if you've leveled them a sufficient amount, then one Nemot will actually be like across 3 cards essentially. So there's considerations such as that. So I would say right now, like what I've been running mostly is around 28 card decks. I think that that's a sufficient amount now, even with the new meta from like what was dropped last night. But it's so varied that right now that you do have to have like contingency plan cards in there for if your opponent does throw out something like you know, you need some guardians, you need various things because you don't know what the opponent's bringing. So yeah, so that's kind of right now my answer is probably around 28 to 30, just maximum card deck at this point. Yeah.
Excellent. Sarah's also asking, "Hey Mabs, question on what the hair is like under the beanie. I've committed to do a head reveal once we hit 500 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it." A question not about the game, but about the token. Mortal Sam asks, when the trading is going to start.
So with that, we're going to be doing the release, mid-March. We're going to be doing the initial token offering it's going to be over 3 different levels. So the plan right now is entering out at a 4 million market cap for those whitelisted. And then it will then, once 50% of that is sold, it will then go to a 5 million market cap. So the payout is always being first to buy in. Second whitelist will then be at a 6 million market cap. And then when we go public, that will then be at an 8 million market cap. So public is April 6th. We hope to have the full trading on that either on April 6th or April 7th, depending on how all of the exchanges are able to line that up with the weekend and everything like that. Because originally April 6th was set up as a Tuesday for, Taco Cat Tuesday. So now we're Wildcard Wednesday.
Yeah, a couple of changes. Mortal
Yeah.
Sam is asking when the trading is going to start again. So I don't know if he is referring, or he or she is referring to Taco Cat here. Is that
So TCT has stopped trading, and that is because we're moving chains with that token. So it is that is why it's all been stopped. And as we move that over to Phantasma's chain, that gives people multiple avenues. So you'll be able to have your BSC token, and then you'll be able to move it through Phantasma's bridge to either Phantasma or any of those other chains that Phantasma currently supports. One of the chains I totally forgot, Avalanche as well. And so they really bring a lot to the table with us. So it will give you a really good avenue to be able to get into it from any route without having to trade your tokens through an exchange and have that loss and everything like that. So the other thing that Meanie, you said that you're going to reveal at 500 subscribers, but we're at 69 subscribers right now.
Yes, Jack Dillon also just pointed out we have 69 subscribers. I mean, do we want to stop there? Because it is kind of a cool number. Maybe, maybe. But yeah, no, sorry. What's your question?
I don't know if there was a question there, but I was gonna do a haircut this week. But should we wait on that for a certain amount of subscribers?
Yeah, just keep growing your hair and your beard until we hit 500 subscribers, and we'll see. maybe your family now will really get motivated to become like our marketing operation. They'll be like, "We need 500 subscribers, guys. Like we're not joking."
That is. I don't think my family would allow that to last that long. It was one of those things that will be just this week. So the exchanges that will be available for the Wildcard launch.
This is from Dave Praxis, aka the Dude Abides in Canada. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry, go ahead.
So we have LBank, Hotbit, and BitTrue, Bitmart, and we do have to confirm with FegX as well that they'll be able to take it. but we assume they will be. And I'm trying to remember if there is another one that I am missing off the top of my head.
All right. Well, we can always follow up on that in
Yep.
Discord. So join us in Discord. That is the place where we can develop the conversation, go a little bit more in depth. Stan asks here, Stan, nice to see you, Stan. Can you still buy on Simplex?
So no. Like I said, all trading has halted. Max transaction of 1 Taco Cat as we do that migration. The other thing that I also wanted to remind people what we have going on right now. Not only we have our starter decks still on sale right now, and you can go to starterdeck.wildcardgame.io. Those are 30 card decks for $30 USDT BEP20. And the reason why you might want to get into it now is because come April 6th, those starter decks are going to drop to 20 cards. So you get that 10 card boost getting into it right now. And so that really will help that out, as well as we will plan to, yes. So Jack Dillon asks about planning to be able to buy Simplex upon relaunch. Yes, but one of those things, like we said, it took 6 months with Taco Cat token for them to analyze through their security. We've already started that process, so we hope to have that right online, like right afterwards. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Another question about the game, guys. Sean asks, are there plans to be able to have a side deck for things like tournaments where you might do a best 2 out of 3 and that's a good question. Like, let's say you do a best 2 out of 3, you just get creamed the first game.
Yeah.
Will we
Yeah,
be able
so-
to have like a side deck or something?
So yeah, so that's definitely in the plans too, for like tournament kind of style and all that kind of stuff, because yeah, you do need to be able to alter what you have if you do get creamed in a tournament. And if we are doing best 2 out of 3, then it heightens the drama as well, let's just say.
Absolutely. Okay, Yash, a bit earlier was asking. I mean, I'm not sure if we have an answer for this yet, but Dylan, will there be any tax in WCT?
So everyone uses the word tax because it's an easy word, but it's really not. They're fees. They're usually tokenomic fees. So I would love and ask that everyone stop using the word tax, especially since as we have moved. For those that don't yet or haven't remembered yet, we've also moved operations stateside. So we are looking to be under more scrutiny because of that, but also more investor and community. What's the word I'm thinking of? Trust. So under that more scrutiny, confidence. Have more confidence in us as well. But we do ask everyone to stop using the word tax, because it is not a tax. We are not taxing people. It is tokenomics fees. And so those usually are included in gas fees and everything like that. And so it is all broken down in our, we do have tokenomics. And so if you look at our tokenomics page in wildcardgame.io, it shows you that whole breakdown through the whole cycle of where that goes and what that percentage is and everything like that.
Absolutely. And this is fairly complex, it is difficult for us to kind of abstractly explain. Dylan is correct. Go to the websites. You can see kind of the detailed breakdown there. I think that'll be the place where you'll get better informed. Earl Johnson, quick question. So all percentages up and down every day is based off BNB values since trading has stopped?
So if that's referring to TCT, yes. So
Yes.
all trading has stopped. And so any value changes, it's based off of BNB. We are going to be pairing with Sol once we're on fully on Phantasma's chain, and we're looking to at either when Wildcard token comes out, to either, for those that are when it's on the BSC side of things, to either pair it with a stable coin or like BUSD, or even pair it to Sol BSC Sol. so that they, fluctuate together as we've sort of really worked to integrate them both. There was a question earlier that sort of got skipped over that is totally a Derek question. As we were talking about health, Maury, aka Dave, asked, and what if health is down? Can you buy health packs or use healing Nemots? Question marks.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah. So there will be repair packs for that kind of thing, and at least right now they will be like things that other players have unlocked. So again, you go to the marketplace to buy something like that. Will be the idea. So. Yeah. But a good question. Yes.
Very good question. And another great question about the game. Maury77 asks, will there be different game types in the future, like challenges, speed play games, tournament, etc.?
Yes. So definitely. There's going to be, so as far as challenges, the plan is to have daily and weekly challenges already in the game kind of at launch. As far as like other modes and stuff like that, that's kind of like a stretch goal that's going to be probably like added to the game after launch, most likely. But there will be other modes and obviously there will be tournaments and stuff like that too going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can assure you that the team really wants to make this a competitive game. So look out for things like tournaments and things like that. That's definitely in the future.
Yeah. I can't. Can I get the wink
nope.
in?
Nope. You can't say anything.
I'm not. I got something in my eye.
You've already said too much.
Yes.
So another thing that I also seen, one person was asking, they'd asked about the lore and stuff like that of the Nemots. And Derek, I know we have our starter deck Nemots, and so we actually have one of our own, the dude, and Derek, the creator, working on the lore of those Nemots that will actually be in our Wild Wiki. So those that remember from our Taco Cat site, we had a Tacopedia that talked about not only how to be safe and how to use and trade and everything like that, but sort of the storylines of different things within TCT. Within Wildcard, within our Wildcard site, we also have the Wildcard Wiki. So Wild Wiki, that is a huge shout out to PTP and Ye for really working on that.
Excellent. Mod PTP Michael, aka Michael, asks, will there be a campaign where every week you have the ability to fight one chain of fights with an end boss attached or something like that? Do we foresee this kind of
Yeah, I foresee like some kind of thing like that across the single player campaign. My intention is to have like because Magic the Gathering kind of has that in the arena version. Hearthstone kind of has that in the tutorial version, as well as like later versions too. But like specifically, although their tutorial version isn't the best, but but yeah, I do foresee some kind of thing like that, like an overworld kind of little map kind of thing with like the different fights that you're going to do that you see, and then you move like, and it's a series of something like 3 to 5 or something, and then you go through that. That would be added also to like something like the weekly challenge or the daily challenge on the list of things that you need to accomplish in order to get like some sort of goal. It could be an additional way to like for a guaranteed drop, for instance, possibly things like that, So
excellent. Yeah. I can tell you right now that as far as I'm concerned, the end game of Wildcard is defeating Karai. Homer agrees. He says the end boss is Karai. So yeah, there will be the single player aspect, but remember, folks, this is a competitive PvP game where really you want to play against you want to play against other people, and the biggest other people you want to play against is Karai. He is the number one player, wildcard player worldwide.
He hasn't beaten me yet.
Well, he hasn't been okay, but I just saw in the chat earlier. Karai said that he's going to be downloading the latest version and creating a fresh Karai meta with all of the
Ooh.
new cards and everything. So everyone, join us in Discord and look out for that. The Karai meta
Yeah.
is about to emerge again. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Homer was asking earlier, so I couldn't find this out from the tokenomics screen. Why/how do we expect the token price to increase over time?
So two parts with that, and I think Derek will be the best person to answer all of that. But with the pairings of what it will be paired to as well. Derek?
Yeah. So just kind of in general kind of overview, right? By having a increased number of sinks, so the increased ways to spend money and a maximum supply and a decreased way of earning money, or like let's say the ways you can earn money in it, there's more ways to spend money, right? And you have a maximum supply. So, again, if they end up spending more than they earn, then that will increase the value of the token overall. And that's just kind of a general overview of how it should work. Again, we're using kind of free-to-play game economics, which are by now like a science, so using those kinds of things within the play-to-earn space, I think is going to do very well for the token price. So,
I have a question actually. So because the game is going to be the economy is going to be kind of like its own thing and is going to be very rich, and there will be trading, right, and renting of. I mean, if I wanted to, could I just play the economy? Let's say I'm just like the spreadsheet nerd. Is that going to be rich enough for someone to like really engage with? Is there going to be a lot of, will there be enough meat there for people that are like obsessed with game economies? Because I know there's some people that's almost all they care about. Like in World of Warcraft, there are people that just dominate the auction house. That's their thing.
Right. I imagine that would be the case, in which somebody could do that, for instance, with the marketplace, acquiring maybe anticipating a certain meta, for instance, and then acquiring those cards before they join that meta. Maybe you acquire like cards that, think a lot of people think are worthless at a time, and then suddenly the meta shifts.
Totally,
and
yeah.
suddenly you've got one of those cards that like everybody else has burned, things like that. So I think there will be a lot of like the ability to check the meta and then acquire those cards in the marketplace and then sit on them and then profit through renting them out or selling them at some point, for sure.
I love that idea. I mean, we don't have to go, not too many details, but that's good enough for me. I think that's going to be super interesting for a certain segment of people that really love to nerd out on.
And I mean, there's like with Axie, right? There's Axie breeders, people who don't really play the game at all. All they do is they just have like spreadsheets, and then they go through and then they determine the optimal things to breed, and then they just sell them. And like, there's people who've made a lot of money doing that, and that literally they never play the game, but but they make money off of it. So there's totally going to be that kind of thing.
Excellent. That's awesome. I see Zappis here in the audience. Zappis says, "Yo, yo, yo, guys!" Zappis, very great team member, Wildcard team member. Nice to see you. And Karai is taunting the audience. Karai, download the latest version. We need to see what the meta is, what the new Karai meta is going to be, so we can figure out how to beat it. So let's get that Karai meta out. Is there anything? So we're kind of nearing the hour here, gentlemen. Is there anything that anything else that we really wanted to get to today?
Nothing. We got some really awesome stuff being planned out with our roadmaps. Everyone wants to know information now. Unfortunately, as we've seen, that doesn't always work out how we want it to when we do it. So we've really started to make roadmaps and follow them. But what's really cool is we've brought on people that are experts in this and have a lot of experience. So not only with Derek expanding his team of developers to keep the game online and in line with time, we've brought on some great marketing people, great SEO stuff, and like those people that are in PR that have been part of huge launches. And a huge shout out to the guy Brady Bunch style below me now, Mabs as our QB for that. So it's as over the next week, we will have some really cool dates for you. We have a really good roadmap meeting tomorrow where it's all presented and we sort of timeline that out with our meetings through the kitchen, really sort of not only developing us as a team, but what Wildcard is to not just us, but to our community. With the aspects of a gaming studio, with moving out to, just our charity side and sort of being able to split those out so that they each have their own life. And so there was a question that came back that was asking about the floor price too. If you go to page 9 of the white paper that's on Wildcard Game, it actually has that tokenomics of where more of the money goes into the player pool. 65% goes back into the player pool for payouts. And so that will help build that price up, as well as, just raising the floor price for the players.
Excellent.
Derek, anything else from you?
No, this is that pretty much covers it. Yeah, there's several things that obviously are going on behind the scenes that we can't quite announce yet, but that hopefully in the next couple of weeks we get the green light to talk about. So
Absolutely. I mean, when it's going to start raining, it's really going to pour. So get
Yeah.
ready. Get your umbrellas, all you people in the chat. Get your umbrellas ready because it's going to rain down information on you. Player
Derek,
one,
can
anything?
you talk Derek,
Sorry,
can
go
you
ahead.
mention what's happening third week of March? Okay. Cool.
Nope.
Yeah. What about what's happening in the second week of March?
Nope.
Or the
Nope.
fourth week of March?
Nope.
Nope.
Or the first week of March?
Unfortunately, I've mentioned all that I can today. This time.
I'm sorry, guys. I tried to get it out of him.
Yeah.
So,
Player one is
yeah.
just constantly trying to get us to get information out of us. But I'm gonna get a big sign, like a stop sign, that I'm just gonna flip up and say stop.
Yeah.
It's stuff I know, but I'm like I don't want to be the one that spills the beans anymore.
No, and I mean, player one, it just goes to show how much you care about this community and how much you want to share with them. But I'm happy to be the villain here and say no, we must wait. We must wait till to reveal more information. But just know that lots of stuff is coming, and if you think right now we're communicating a lot of information, you haven't seen anything yet. In the coming weeks, it's just going to be coming at you nonstop. And if you want to keep up on the latest about Wildcard or the latest about the team, you have to join us on Discord. Discord is the center of activity. That's where all of us are. That's where we have daily conversations. And that's where there will be opportunities for you in the future if you become a community member, kind of like Sarah and Big Homie. So shout out to those guys. On that note, I think player one, do you want any parting words for our audience?
No, just want to say thanks to the entire community. As you've seen, we have moved to Discord, and that includes the entire team as well. So all of our team channels and our mod channels and our Twitter army channels have all moved to Discord. So as we will still have the Wildcard, the Taco Cat page to Telegram to push people to Wildcard. The Wildcard Telegram will have you'll be able to ask a question, but then it will respond with an answer and tell you to go to Discord for any deep diving on that. We're in this full throttle, Wildcard Central. So come find us on where are they supposed to find us again?
On Discord. And
YouTube and Twitch and
yeah, you'll find
TikTok
us here
and Snapchat and Instagram.
Absolutely.
All of those.
So to be continued. But the I just want to remind our audience. So Tuesdays is that's the new evening where we have our dev chat with Derek. So if you do want to learn deep mechanics, deep discussions about what's happening with the game and the latest versions and all the latest on Wildcard. Dev chat on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific time is when we have. I don't know what the UTC time, I forgot. Now, Wednesday, like today, is Wildcard Wednesday. This is the day we have our AMA, 1900 UTC, 11 a.m. PST. Every week we will have our AMA, just like today, here, Wednesday. And tomorrow on Thursday, join us in Discord because I'm putting together a little gameplay night. So the people that have access to the game, I will be playing, and all of us, if we're available, we will be playing the game on stream with you guys, challenging you guys. Maybe Karai will have his meta ready by then. Who knows? But that is tomorrow night. And just stay tuned. We're going to keep rolling out more content, more gameplay. And of course, follow, subscribe, share, do all of the social media things. And we appreciate you for that. And if there's nothing more to add,
don't forget about Reddit.
Don't forget about Reddit too. Absolutely.
Yep.
Do not forget about Reddit. We have so many destinations, but really it all funnels down to Discord. That is where we want to see your faces. So without any further delay, on behalf of Derek and Dylan, I am Meanie Beanie Mabs. We want to thank you for joining us today for Wildcard Wednesday, our live AMA, and we will catch you in the next one.